Hey guys, what's going on? This is card number 5. Today I have another video for you guys, and we're going to talk about the Team Epics SDS just released today, Friday, April 13th. Now, I'm going to go through all of them really quick. I'm also going to give what I think are the best Team Epic rewards. But first thing, I want to talk about the Team Epics if you actually finish the program. Alright, so you get the souvenir. Alright, you complete everything for them. They actually feed into the Immortals, so that's pretty interesting. As you can see, you have to get 5 Team Epic souvenirs to earn a 5%. Let's talk about how you get the Team Epics. Alright, so they're first going to give you one redeemable card. And the missions are pretty straightforward. Here's the gist of the missions. You have 3 exchanges, which I heard they're not that bad. So 1,500. So that's not that bad, you know. It's not like the Immortals. And then you have to play 2 computer games, one division rival, the other one interleague rival. You have to do 1 mission with the cards you get right away. And then you have to do these hitting and pitching. These are the ones that's going to take a while, so you have to load up your lineup with all these players to accumulate these stats. And then you're going to unlock a 25% reward and a 50% reward. And you're probably going to have to do a 1-game mission with them. But it's not too bad. If you really want to knock out some of these, you can. I'm going to start talking about all of the players really quick. I'm going to go through all the players really quick, and then I'm going to go through which ones I think are the best. So starting with the Orioles, you get this Chris Davis. Pretty good card. I don't really think in the long run he'll be that great, but definitely a good card, a lot of power. They said he has some of the most power on the game. I'm not sure if that is true. But a pretty solid card, and you can play a lot of positions. Moving on to the Red Sox, you get this Carlton Fisk. There actually is a decent amount of options at catcher already, so I don't really think this card is that great. But again, it's there, it's free. You don't have to do the collections to get these. The Yankees, Jason Giambi, another first baseman similar to Davis, hits righties real well. Not lefties, not so much. There's already a lot of first basemen, so I really don't think that one's too great. I mean, these are all good. If you guys wanted to do all 30, you could build a good team, have all gold and diamonds. The Rays, I think the Rays is one of the better ones. You do get a nice lefty starter, Diamond, David Price. He has a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. He can throw 96. He's got a nice little cutter, knuckle curve and a change, and decent per 9. So I think that one's pretty solid overall. The Blue Jays, this one's not bad, but I would say just get Brian Dozier if you really want a second baseman like that. So, by the way, that was Aaron Hill. And now the White Sox, probably one of the worst ones, I'm just being honest. Luis Aparicio. If you're going to go this route, I think you might as well just get Ozzie or Omar Vizquel, which we'll see here in a bit. Here's the Indians, so here's Vizquel right here. He has good contact, all right, good vision, great fielding. So, I mean, I think that one's better than the Aparicio, so not too bad. Now the Tigers, I honestly think this might be the best one. I think there's like 3 or 4 that could be considered the best one. This might be the best one in my opinion. Yes, he can play catcher, and he can also play first base, and he hits both sides really well. 94 contact, 68 power versus righties, and 114 contact versus lefties with 95 power. So at the very least, I think I see this card being on teams in the long run. You know, at the very least, he's going to come off your bench. So I see value in this card all season long. So I definitely think the Tigers one is worth it. And keep in mind, we don't know who the 25 and 50% ones are yet. So who knows who they'll be. All right, I'm just telling you guys what the final reward is. Kansas City, this is probably one of the worst ones. Again, the George Brett. Not that he's a terrible card. He just doesn't really do much for me. Not much power. Fielding is kind of meh. Not the greatest speed. I mean, it's not a bad card. None of these are bad cards. I just don't think they're that great. Now, the Twins is another one I think is one of the best ones. You know, similar to the Price, you get a very good left-handed starting pitcher. The rookie Liriano, 87 diamond. Excellent per 9s. He has a good slider, and he can get those fastballs up to 95 to 96. So, that's a very good card. Ooh, we actually have to redeem this right here. Now, as you guys can see, I started chipping away at a few of these. And anyways, for the Angels, you get this Troy Percival. He's not a bad card. I wouldn't say he's a great card, but not a bad card, you know. I like to see a cutter or a slider in there, but, you know, in comparison to, like, Kimbrel, his curveball's a lot slower, and he also gives you a changeup. But this card's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's one of the best ones for the Team Epics, but not too bad. This Catfish Hunter for the A's. Bad. I'm just going to say it looks pretty bad. The Mariners, this card is interesting to me too. I think this is definitely one of the better cards you can get. He plays good Jay Buhner, by the way, 86 overall diamond, postseason 1995. Plays great defense, has good power against both sides. Fielding is good, but he's got that arm strength in right field, so he's going to be a plus defender in my opinion in right field. He can also play left and center. Very good overall card here in Jay Buhner. Now, I'm a fan of that card. I think that's one of the better Team Epic cards to get. Moving on to the Rangers, we have Mike Napoli. I think this is also one of the better ones. Again, there's actually a lot of good catchers if you think about it, guys. You know, we have Gary Sanchez, we have the Molina, I just showed you guys the Fisk, and of course, I just said Molina, you get him through Conquest Extreme. And you have some decent live series, you know, hitting catchers, like I've already said, Sanchez, and then you can get the Mike Piazza Diamond pretty quick. So there's a lot of good hitting catchers, but this one is really good. At the very least, you know, he can play first base, or you can bring him off the bench if you feel like you have better catchers, but I think this is a very good reward. The Astros, Hunter Pence, not bad. I would just like to see a little bit more pop, you know. Not a bad card. I would say that's probably one of the least desirable Team Epic rewards out there. Warren Spahn, not a huge fan of. Not a bad card, but nothing great. Oh, here we go, another mission to redeem. See, I've been slowly grinding here for all of these. I've been grinding Immortals, and I've been throwing them in the lineup just to knock out a few. So it's kind of what I recommend to you guys. Anyways, for this Miami one, this is probably one of the better ones as well. A little cheesy. Do you guys want to go that route? It's a Dee Gordon. He plays second base or shortstop, has good contact, of course, great speed and stealing, and good fielding and reaction. So if you guys want to cheese a little bit, not a fan really of cards like this, but I would have to say it probably is one of the better cards available. And then the Nats, let's see, we have a Zimmermann, Jordan Zimmermann. He's okay. I wouldn't say there's anything special about this card. Yeah, you could definitely get better starting pitchers, really even silver or gold ones, so he's not the most desirable. This Keith Hernandez, I think he's a cool player. You have to respect that mustache, but in the game, again, this is probably one of the least desired Team Epic rewards out there. I will say this is a very unique card, though, in the fact he has some of the best fielding I've ever seen at first base, and he throws left-handed. So if you want to go all defense, maybe this is your guy. You know, you got Hosmer, but this guy he's probably the best defensive first baseman in the game. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but if you guys really want to, you know, value defense, you have Keith Hernandez. Moving on to the Phillies, Jayson Werth. This is not a bad card either, but it's not great. It's a gold. I'm kind of thrown away from the golds. I only think a few golds are really, really worth it. Look at this, another mission to redeem. I forget to redeem a lot of these. Anyways, so for the Cubs, get this Matt Garza. Not the greatest. It's okay. Like I said, you can just go out and get some of these gold starters on the market similar to Garza for a couple thousand subs. So nothing great, but again, we don't know what we're getting at the 50%, 25% reward. So we'll just have to see. Moving on to the Reds, I think this is one of the better ones. Johnny Cueto. I do like his pitch arsenal. He has a 4-seam cutter, 2-seam. I love that. And then a changeup slider. Good per nines, an 88 overall diamond. One of the better starting pitchers you can get right now. So I think this one's a pretty cool one. And then guys, you could probably figure out who these other ones are if you actually think about it. All-star right fielder, and that's probably Jay Bruce, just off the top of my head. So a lot of these you can probably tell who they are. Moving on to the Brewers, Carlos Gomez. I would say this is more of a platoon option guy you want to bring off the bench. Not a bad card though. Offers good fielding and speed in center field. Can play left or right field, but he crushes lefties. So this is one of my favorite cards, MLB 16. Not quite as good this year, but still a good card. Moving on to Pittsburgh, you get this Bill Mazeroski. This is a weird card to me. He has a little more pop versus righties. I can respect that. And against lefties, he has excellent contact and excellent vision. Unfortunately, he is very inflated by his clutch attribute, which I don't think does anything. But he also comes with very good defense at second base. I don't know how much value you guys put in defense at second base, but this is a very interesting card to me. I wouldn't say it's highly desirable, but it is one of the higher overalls you can get, 88 overall. Moving on to the Cardinals, we have Ozzie Smith. Similar to the Omar Vizquel, you're pretty much getting all defense with this one. He's a switch hitter. I think the Vizquel is better balanced. I mean, obviously he has more contact versus lefties. But I do think the Ozzie is a little bit better fielding overall. And if you're a Cardinals fan, maybe you want to try this card out. Even if you're not a Cardinals fan, maybe you want to get one of these Ozzie Smith and Vizquel cards and try them out and really see if the defense is making a difference at shortstop or not. I'm really curious to see. But for an 89 overall diamond, not bad. Probably not a card that's going to be desired too much by top, competitive players. But it is what it is. Now moving on to the Diamondbacks. This is actually one of my favorite rewards. This is another one I would highly recommend. Steve Finley, 87 overall diamond. He also went to Southern Illinois University, Carbondale, so of course I'm a big fan. But he offers very good versatility. Well, what I mean by that is he hits lefties and righties pretty well. He also can play anywhere in the outfield. But he actually hits lefties a little bit better as far as power goes. And he has 80 plus power against both sides. And very good fielding, 86 fielding, and decent speed. A solid overall card. And he'd actually work really great in this lefty on lefty event if you guys really want to grind away and get him. That would probably take a while, maybe not too long, I'm not sure. But very cool card in that Steve Finley. Moving on to the Rockies. Now I think this is probably the best gold card you can get, and I'm surprised he's not a diamond. It's Ubaldo Jimenez, his All-Star year 2010. Good per nines, good pitch arsenal, 4-seam, 2-seam, 96 mile an hour each. Also has a slider, splitter, and curveball. You really can't ask for much more out of a starting pitcher. So in my eyes, this card is really diamond material. So not bad, not a bad Team Epic reward. Moving on to the Dodgers. Steve Garvey, first baseman. It's all right. I wouldn't go out of my way to get this card. Again, he's a good defensive first baseman, but he is right-handed, throws right-handed, so not the greatest card, but it's whatever. Padres. Now, I do think this is one of the best ones you can get, and I would actually start this card at third base right now. I even have the Diamond Chipper right now, and I like this card a little bit more than that Diamond Chipper because, one, he has a little bit more power. And we know power is just pretty much everything in the game right now. And two, he's better defensively. Not saying that the Chipper is bad. I believe he's an 85 overall. But this card, to me, looks pretty solid for an early game third baseman if you guys want to go that route. Not too bad. And finally, the Giants, we have a Will Clark card. This one's real interesting. It's kind of a high contact, mediocre power card. But similar to Keith Hernandez, Hosmer and Bellinger, I do like the left-handed throwing first baseman. He comes with a little bit of speed, good fielding. Probably not a very high desirable card, but not a bad card if you're a Will Clark fan. He used to be one of my favorite cards to use back in MLB 15. I liked the card last year, but never got an opportunity to use him. But anyways, this is a pretty cool card. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, if you're grinding away, like I'm kind of grinding, look at all these, career arcs I have done. I basically have all of them done. I'm really close to getting the pitcher ones done. Then I have all of these done. And I'm slowly grinding. And when I'm grinding, I'm throwing in some of these Team Epics players. I'm just throwing them in there and finishing them in 1 or 2 games. So just kind of grinding still for everything. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me know what Team Epics you guys are going for. And if you guys even like the Team Epic rewards. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. This is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Peace.